So Nikki Rod is teaching Darce defense, right? And this is a terrible idea. It did end up working out for him, but he taught a whole class on Darce defense, and then he's like, you know what, in front of the class, he's like, anybody want to try and Darce me? And they start in a fully locked Darce. And he gets out of a few, and they're like super tight, but after it was a very good defense. Like, he got out every single time. But he's like, yeah, the main thing is just kind of, you just got to stay calm. You can't panic in there. And then after, like, the whole class goes to, like, training and stuff, I'm like, you know what, let me try and Darce you. And I'm pretty sure we have this on film. It'll probably come out on the B Team YouTube channel. But this is right after he's like, you got to stay calm, not panic. I have Nikki Rod in a fully locked Darce for, like, 2 minutes, and it's just, like, getting, like, tighter and tighter. My arms are starting to get tired, and then at one point he just completely panics and freaks out and just starts like spazzing out, trying to push my elbow and stuff. It was like immediately after he talked about not panicking. It was hilarious.
But he got out?
He did get out.
He got
out every time. I tried to Darce Jay. He did the same escape and he got out. I was actually surprised.
Dang. So there's this unstoppable Darce defense in the B Team room right now, huh?
I was honestly very surprised. I thought, like, Nikki Rod's, a lot bigger than me. I was like, God, maybe I'll be able to get it. Also, like, Darce's, I'm not very good at Darce's. But I was like, J Rod, I'll definitely be able to submit in a fully locked Darce. And he still managed to get out.
Do you think, like, Ruotolo versus Nicky Rod fully locked Darce, do you think this defense would get him out of it?
Man, that's a tough one, dude. Their arms are so long that it's so hard to put pressure on their grip.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, there's quite a big size difference, so he might be able to, honestly. I mean, he got out of J Rod. Jay's got a really good Darce, and he's got long arms too. And
Nicky Rod just seems like kind of like how you described. If it comes down to it, and it is time to panic and just be 230 freaking pure twisted steel, like, he could just like freak out and be like, no, get it off of me, like, so, but I don't know, Ruotolo that's a deadly Darce.
Yeah, that is, man. That's probably the deadliest Darce in the sport, to be honest. Man, that's a good test. That's tough. They might be able to finish him.
Wow.
All right.
So honestly, sort of like the ultimate flex to start in a fully locked on submission. I feel like when you get to be a black belt, like, you kind of have to like try that out a couple times.
Yeah, for sure.
At least, but like the ultimate flex is starting in a full locked on choke or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, he like announced it to the class. He's like, anybody raise their hand, they want to Darce me. And I immediately looked to Ethan and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Like, what if he just gets submitted? That looks awful.
All the visitors are like, dude, I went to B Team and Nicky Rod got put out 3 times with the Darce. He wouldn't tap.
I've actually had that happen too, where people like will start in fully locked submissions, not in front of the class, but one guy will be like hard to strangle, and then they'll be like, oh, can you do it? And we'll start in fully locked submissions, and then they just don't tap and go unconscious. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of going out. I've actually never went out. I'll tap. I'll tap quick.
Oh, yeah. I've never gone. I've definitely been close. I'm another person that's pretty hard to strangle, and I've never gone out. I've actually had Jay have me in a fully locked rear naked for like 3 minutes and not be able to finish, and I get out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There was recently...
That thick neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I've always been hard to strangle, and initially when I was smaller back at Henzo's, I literally used to, this was back when Damien was like kind of almost just starting out, like blue belt pretty much. I literally would let Damien lock up a fully locked rear naked, and I wouldn't use my hands or anything and not defend, and he would just gas out before he's able to strangle me. And everybody's like, oh, it's because he has a thin neck. And now that I got bigger, everybody's like, oh, it's because he's got a thick neck. And I don't think that my neck size has anything to do with it.
What do you think caused that? Because it's just a true thing that some people are just harder to strangle. Like, I'm obviously nowhere on that tier, but I do think like I can just eat a submission more so than most just random hobbyists can just eat a submission. Like,
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what causes it, but there are just some people out there who are just very difficult to strangle.
Yeah.
If you don't panic, like, I guess maybe some people just
maybe that's it. Maybe people panic more.
Yeah, panic a little bit.
Yeah, or they just don't really know like the tolerance that they have when they're gonna go out, so they just tap. But I honestly have no idea.
I guess there is an aspect to that where sometimes you do got to push yourself and just see like, okay, can I actually just like sit here in this rear naked or like in the gi, like a collar choke sometimes, you know, and just like, actually, this sucks really bad. Like my head hurts, but like I am breathing a little. I feel not too bad, you know, like.
Yeah. A lot of it's just kind of, like sticking it out.
Yeah. I feel like Craig is a guy who I've seen him just, I mean, you don't see him in bad positions very often, but like in his like little seminar rolling videos and stuff, it's like, oh my God, how is Craig just like
he
enduring this to then
He doesn't
submit?
do it with strangles, but he definitely does it with leg locks. Like like that man has such weird ankles. It's insane. Like I'll get a fully locked straight ankle, and I have a pretty good straight ankle.
Yeah.
And he just sits there, and I'm just like, I cannot finish it.
Wow.
Yeah.